What's up? Built by Bailey's back at ya, and I'm back on the Nook job site, shipping container home we're building in Park County. This video is going to be basically a revision or a better addition to a video I did a couple years ago on perimeter drains. We are prepping and getting ready to set our perimeter drain, and I'll explain what that is in a second, for the container home before we go ahead and do our backfill and get all this rock and everything out of the way. Figure what better way to do a how-to than let's go ahead and show you guys a new version, a better way with our new production equipment, because the last one wasn't great, on perimeter drains. All right, what is a perimeter drain? Well, a perimeter drain is basically perforated drain pipe. In this case, we're using 4-inch that runs the perimeter of our footing, okay, or foundation of whatever foundation you're doing, either on the inside or the outside. The best way is to do on the outside if you are able to run that and then daylight it, which is where the pipe would come out at a lower elevation than the structure, and the water that you're possibly collecting from either groundwater that's rising up or surface water that can run down the outside of your foundation wall will collect. And the purpose of the drain is actually to move water away from the footing so you don't have settlement issues or other issues that can pertain to water getting up and under a footing sitting on bearing soil. So today what we're going to do is we're going to get everything prepped. We're going to get all of our drain rock in, and then probably after that, we'll see how long it takes us. Then we'll go ahead and start laying our pipe out and run it at the perimeter of the footing. All right, so preparation. First step that we're going to do is we're going to get down our filter fabric on the ground, get this stuff cleared out of the way, because we have to have the drain sitting fairly flat so it can run out to our daylighted area, in this case, on the exterior of the footing, to an area away from the structure at a lower elevation. So, filter fabric goes down about 3 feet wide. Then we're going to come back with running all of our rock, our drainage rock. 3/4 gravel is just fine for this. And we're going to run that rock all the way around the perimeter as well. And once we get that done, then we can go ahead and run our drain pipe. That we'll talk about in a second. So, without further ado, let's get started.
There is a man I know, his name is Mr. Mac. Man from UC, scar his face and shirts fits. He works for a last company, I work for Gate. And from UC's whiskers, you know he's a bandit. That same Mr. Mac, Lord, Lord, Mr. Mac falling. Mr. Mac falling. You, Mr. Mac, Mr. Mac, Mr. Mac. Aha, yes, you, Mr. Mac, Mr. Mac, Mr. Mac. Yeah, you, Mr. Mac, Mr. Mac, Mr. Mac. Aha, Mr. Mac is such a bandit. He drives big fancy cars. We work to put him there, and we can buy a skate. When we want to see him, we hear that he's sick.
Okay, once you have everything dry fit, you have everything leveled and sloped the direction you want all of the drains to go, you can start gluing up your pipe. And this process is not all that complicated. You just got to make sure, and I've seen this mistake made before, that you have the right glue and primer. So in this case, I'm using PVC, which in most cases you should. Schedule 40 PVC, or any sort of PVC pipe that's hard pipe. Again, I'm telling everyone, do not use that flexible black pipe. It will crush immediately upon backfill. You have to use hard pipe. PVC is the way to go. It's the easiest to use and the most available most of the time. What you want to do is get all your fittings laid out, and then you want to go ahead and prime both ends of what you're gluing up, and then go ahead and be nice and liberal with your glue, making sure that the primer and the glue, once again, is PVC rated glue and primer. So, like I said, go ahead and prime it with the purple, glue it with the glue, and then set it. And once you have that section glued up, making sure that you have one end open, start running your drain sock over the top of the pipe. And you can basically run the sock and glue each fitting and joint, elbow, whatever it is, as you go. And as you see here, what I'm doing, I've glued up that first section, and then I'm going to go ahead and roll out my drain pipe, my drain sock on the pipe to the next section, glue that next section up, and then continue as needed.
All right, so once you get everything glued up and you run your sock across all of that drain, go back and make sure everything's set. You want to do one final check of your slope and your pitch for your drain, making sure everything is where you want it. And once you've got that all set up, then you can go ahead and start backfilling the rest of your drain rock, and you want to get about 3 inches on top of the actual drain pipe itself. There's a couple different ways you can do that. You can actually run the sock on top of the drain and then backfill with your drain rock. Or you can leave off the sock and you can put filter fabric on top and then another layer of rock, and some guys even come back with another layer of filter fabric and then another layer of rock on your backfill. The object here is to make sure that your drain's not getting clogged and it doesn't get crushed. Obviously that's why we're using hard pipe and that crap flexi black pipe. I won't ever touch that stuff. I know a lot of guys run it and it actually is allowed code-wise, but it's pretty silly. It gets crushed almost instantly upon backfill. So once that's all set, you can go ahead and start pushing rock over the top, and you are done with your perimeter drain. I'm gonna have one more section here I gotta finish up for the daylighted section. You'll see that here when I'm done, and then we're all set and ready for backfill. So stay tuned for the next part, and off we go. Okay, all the pipes laid up, glued up, socked up. We'll walk through this real quick so you guys can see the finished product and see how we've done everything, including the daylighting, which I told you we would do. So, this is our daylighted area. Like I said, the elevation is lower than up here, and we've got everything running down to this point, so it can come all the way out if we get water below the footing or at the footing, and it can daylight out. We have a wash area that will run down in here. The rock is set. We haven't finished socking this section yet, but everything else is soft and set and leveled. We're ready to go. Everything is done here. You can see on the foundation walls. So we're actually ready to bring in the rest of our drainage rock and start piling up, check the final level, and then we can backfill everything as well. So once our inspections are completed, we'll have this whole area backfilled and we can get away from climbing into the ditch anymore. All right, that's basically how you do your perimeter drain. We want to do one final check, like I said, as we're backfilling and putting that drainage rock in there, and then it's ready to go. So there's your perimeter drain in a nutshell. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it makes sense. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys. Share the video, it helps us out. Get that knowledge out there. Until next time, guys, keep building.